Hello everyone! In this video, we will show you how to create subfolders using a workflow in Easy SharePoint for Zoho CRM. Before getting started, make sure the extension is installed and authenticated. This feature is useful when the SharePoint root folder ID is already stored in the CRM record and you want to create a new subfolder only after a workflow condition is met. For this example, we will create a subfolder when a deal reaches the Closed Won stage. First, go to Settings. Then go to Workflow Rules. Now, we will create a new rule for this workflow. Select the module. I'm going to do this for the Deals module. Now give the rule a name, such as Create Subfolder on Closed Won. Then click Next. Here, select Record Action. Select Edit from the available options. Now you have to select the condition that should trigger this workflow. You have to select Specific Field Gets Modified. Now we want the Stage field to be modified to a specific value. The value will be Closed Won. Now click Next. Here, we cannot select all records because we only want to execute this workflow when the SharePoint Folder ID already exists. If the SharePoint Folder ID does not exist, we do not want to run this workflow. So here, we have to add a condition. Select SharePoint Folder ID and choose Is Not Empty. Now, when the SharePoint Folder ID is not empty, the workflow will run. Click Done. Now, from Custom Actions, select Create SharePoint Setting. From here, select Create SharePoint Folder. I am selecting Dynamic Root Folder. Then I will select the SharePoint Folder ID field. Now I will give the subfolder a name. For this example, I want the subfolder name to be based on the Stage field. To do that, press Shift+3. Here you can select a field from the module. I am selecting the Stage field. Now click Save Folder Structure. I do not want to use the folder ID later, so I am selecting No. I also do not want to create a shared URL, so I am selecting No. Now click Save. Next, I have to give this action a name. I will name it Create Subfolder. Then click Save and Associate. Now click Save. Okay, my workflow rule has been created successfully. Now if I go to the Deals module, I can create a new deal here. I will give it a name such as Test Deal 2. Now click Save. Okay, now reload this page. Then click on Timeline. You can see that the default Create SharePoint Folder workflow for Deals was called. However, our new workflow rule has not been called yet. That is because we have not changed the stage to Closed Won yet. Right now, the stage is Qualification. If I go to SharePoint, I selected the Communication site for the Deals module in the extension settings. If you do not know how to set up the SharePoint site and folder where you want to create folders automatically, you can watch the previous video about the default setup. Now I am going to select the communication site from here. Then I will go to the Documents section. My folder name for Deals is New Test Deals. I will sort the folders by newest first. You can see that the Test Deal 2 folder has been created automatically here. If I open it, you can see that the qualification folder has been created. Now I want to modify the stage to Closed Won. I will select Closed Won and enter a random amount. Then I will click Save. Now reload this page again. If you click on the timeline, you can see that our new workflow rule was called. Now, if you go back to the communication site and reload this tab, you can see that a new folder named Closed Won has been created automatically. This is how you can use workflow rules to create subfolders in Easy SharePoint for Zoho CRM.